So it's the start of my third week on the Camino. You can see I don't have my black backpack on my back. That's because I start walking today. So I'm going to send everything ahead with the baggage service. I'll get my backpack, my computer bag, some water, and like a towel and stuff I'll need at the hostel if I get there. My bag's not there. So yeah, I'm glad to start walking again. New walking stick. I'll have a brace on my knee, I'm sure, in a couple hours. So looking forward to it. I was so glad to be able to start walking on the Camino de Santiago again. It had been 2 weeks since I'd blown out my bad knee, my bad ankle, and my good ankle. I felt recovered enough to start walking from Leon. It was about the halfway point, but I would call it good. This first day was a long 8-hour walk, but I spent the first half of it with an Australian woman who was starting her Camino in Leon as well. She was walking to Saria by herself, and then she was linking up with her father, who was in his 70s, who she would link up with for the last 100 kilometers. If I didn't know any better, I'd say I was in Greencastle, Indiana. Seeing as I had been in Greencastle just a month and a half before, I felt really qualified to make that statement. Plus, I sent some pictures and videos to my friends there, and they all agreed. It looked like home to them. This was by far one of the hardest days of walking starting in Leon. It was a long day with no shade and the sun constantly at your back, with no restaurants after the halfway point to fill up with water or use the bathroom. At least when I crossed this canal, I was next to a field whose sprinklers were on, so I got a little bit of relief. So I got about an hour 15 left of walking, feeling way better than I did on day 3 when I couldn't go anymore. But it's hot here in Leon. Not as hot as Texas, but when you're hot, you got no shade walking down this dirt road. My sunscreen's worn off. Got gritty salt all over my face. I'm ready for a shower. Even eating lunch was brutal. I had a bocadillo and a supermercado dia cookie in my backpack, but there was nowhere to sit down or seek shelter in the shade on the side of the road. So eventually I just picked out a nice round spot and sucked it up. I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity to walk like 8 hours and it gets to 108 Fahrenheit or 42 Celsius, but it's hot. Luckily I can see the next town.